See, firstly, Rajdeep, till yesterday we were clueless. We were not told. In fact, at about 3:30 in the afternoon, my colleague, the All India General Secretary of the Trinamool Congress, made a call to the Finance Minister, and we were taken by surprise. So we reacted yesterday, and thankfully this morning we could insist that this LPG price hike would not take place. And being the second largest constituent of the UPA,
yes,
Congress being the largest, we would actually suggest that, once in every 2 months or once in every quarter, the constituents meet to discuss these issues, because at the end, the consumer, the chap selling chai next to my house or selling vegetables down the street, doesn't understand all these economics. He understands that the prices are going up.
Government
and
says
his
it's
life
inevitable.
is getting affected.
The government is today saying it's inevitable. Are you worried that you are not consulted?
No,
or are you worried that they are not rolling it back? What are you worried about?
I will tell you a good example, since you used the example of May 15th, when the government announced the LPG prices had gone up to 350 or 365 rupees a cylinder. Then it was only the state of West Bengal which used a system where the state took that on and did not pass it on to the consumer, 15 rupees on LPG, and then that was a model which many other states would also have put into place. So I think, we need to be consulted, B, we were kept in the dark, and C, the consumer is being burdened and overburdened and overburdened.
But when you say rollback, I've got the minister here. Minister, is there any possibility of a rollback, as the Trinamool is saying? Is there any possibility of a rollback?
No, what I see, I'd just like to answer what Derek raised, that he did not know. That exactly is what I'm trying to tell you, Rajdeep, that petrol is deregulated. It is done by the oil companies and not by the government of India. So when the oil companies take a decision,
yes,
we cannot keep everybody in the loop, because the oil companies take that decision on the thing of the kind of subsidies they have.
Are you telling me that the oil companies take decisions entirely on their own, that the government has nothing to do with it? Seriously, do you expect me to believe that 2 days after an election is over in West Bengal, prices change? Nothing happens for 3 months before the elections.
Rajdeep, deregulation, I hope you understand deregulation. That's exactly what deregulation means, that the oil companies take a decision on their own.
Okay,
and as far as there's this whole, one more thing, Rajdeep, I'd like to say, the whole day we've been hearing that the government wanted to raise the prices of LPG. That is absolutely wrong. We were never going to raise the prices of LPG.
You had a proposal note.
There was just a meet.
You had a proposal?
No, I have the proposal. I have the proposal note. In fact, that note is on the cash for subsidy scheme, and it is only of capping of LPG cylinders,
right,
and it has not been decided the number of cylinders. The subsidy on LPG is over 23,000 crores, and if LPG cylinders are being diverted for commercial use, and a subsidy is for the middle classes and for the APL and BPL, if they are being given to people who don't deserve it, the government has to try and cut down those under recoveries.
Okay,
we were never going to raise the prices of LPG.
Okay, you are never going to raise the price of LPG. Let me bring in D. Raja. D. Raja of the left. One theory is that the burden also has to be taken by state governments, whether left, whether they are BJP or Congress. Somewhere the duty and the tax structure also has to change. This cannot, otherwise these hikes will now take place on a regular basis. Your response from a left perspective, how long can oil companies bear these large subsidies, is what the government in a sense is saying?
Primarily, it is the responsibility of the central government. The union government has been treating oil sector as a revenue generating sector, and let the oil companies be transparent. What is the money they spent on purchase of crude oil on the spot? What is the money they spend on refining the crude oil? What is the price they fix in the market? And the tax component is a major component in the price of diesel or petrol or other petroleum products.
Yes, but no
Why
state
government should do this?
No state government wants to rationalize the tax structure. No state government, whether it's left, whether it's BJP or Congress, is rationalizing the duty and tax structure.
Let me finish my point. The state governments on their own, they cut down their excise duties. What I am trying to say, it is the primary responsibility of the union government. It is union government which has been increasing the prices all the time and increasing the duty structures. And let the oil companies be transparent. What I have been demanding, let them say what the price they pay at the the spot purchase of crude oil.
Respond.
What is the money they let there be transparency. They are not transparent. The government says all the time subsidy.
And
in a country like India, government will have to give subsidy on food items, government will have to give subsidy on fuel, government will have to give subsidy on fertilizer. Having said that, I must say, let the government speak about the massive the exemptions of taxes to the corporate houses, concessions to the corporate houses. Why they are not talking about the massive concessions which they are doling out to corporate houses? Why they are burdening the common people? This government claims it is the government of Aam Aadmi. All the time it is burdening the Aam Aadmi.
Okay, you made your point. Yes, RPN Singh, respond.
So I'd just like to tell you, Rajdeep, as Mr. Raja said, I have great respect for Mr. Raja, but I'd like to just remind him that the government of India is paying over 23 rupees per litre on kerosene. I think there's nowhere in the world that 23 rupees subsidy is being given on kerosene. We are giving 270 rupees worth of subsidy on every gas cylinder. We are giving over 6.5 rupees on every litre of diesel. Are they saying that we are not paying? And as he said about taxes being an increase, as I told you earlier,
so it's only petrol.
When we took
it's only it's only petrol and the middle class which must suffer, right? LPG is where your constituency is. Kerosene you will not touch.
I'll tell you what petrol also. I'll tell you what petrol also.
I must ask, what is happening with our natural gas, the KB Basin natural gas? Why government should suffer? Natural gas is a national asset. Why it is not properly used for the common people?
Quick response.
Government can supply to the common people.
I would just like to tell Mr. Rajan,
yes.
Just if you talk about natural gas, we are giving households in Delhi, just in the city of Delhi, we had 80,000 homes with natural gas, for piped natural gas for cooking just in Delhi. And wherever pipelines are being laid, many cities in India have been identified where natural gas is being supplied. But there is such a shortage of natural gas within the country. Mr. Raja is extremely aware that we are extremely short in all petroleum products, be it gas, be it LPG, be it anything. And as far as petrol is concerned, Rajdeep, I like to say VAT constitutes over 12% of taxes in states, varying between 12 to 15%. VAT is done by states. And if he says that the center...
I have great respect for Mr. Singh, but I must ask, let the government consider what has been said by the CAG in its report. Why government has been mismanaging the natural gas economy. That's what I am trying to ask.
Point taken, but I'm going to ask Mr. RPN Singh one last time, and I think this is a point which perhaps the Trinamool wants to also get an answer to. Is there a possibility of a rollback, or are you simply saying that because the sector is deregulated now, if market conditions ease, only then will you bring down prices and pass the benefit to the consumer? Are you giving that assurance that if global prices ease, the benefit will be passed on to consumers? Because it's never happened. It's not happened. It's not happened in UPA 2.
I can just... because the prices in UPA 2 haven't come down. When the prices came down in UPA 1, we passed on the benefits to the people.
The prices came down 2 months ago.
No, they didn't. If you just see, they came down by $2 or $3 or $4, and they have to come over a period of time. If they come down for 1 day, 2 days, or a week, that does not affect the pricing at all. It has to come down for a sustained period. And I assure you, and on your show, I assure the people that if the prices come down over a sustained period, the benefits will be passed on to the people of this country.
Derek O'Brien, are you satisfied with that as a member, as the biggest ally of the UPA?
See, I think the first thing is, the biggest ally was kept in the dark. So we are upset about that. We are upset about that, and we also have some very good ideas which we want to share on how this can be sorted out in a long-term way. And the only way we can share these ideas is if UPA2 decides to meet at least once every quarter.
Okay, you want them to meet once every
open to
quarter.
suggestions.
Okay, that's the politics of it.
Petroleum Ministry is open to suggestions.
Okay, okay,
We
fair
are
enough.
open to suggestions, Razi, from all quarters.
Okay, RPN Singh, Derek O'Brien, D. Raja, appreciate your joining us on the politics of petrol. That was our first big talking point tonight.